That cheese in your refrigerator right now? It might not be helping your health the way you were told. For years, cheese has been promoted as a smart choice for seniors, rich in calcium, protein, and strength-building nutrients. But newer research suggests something surprising. Certain common cheeses, especially the ones many adults over 60 eat regularly, may quietly contribute to memory decline, blood pressure issues, gut inflammation, and metabolic stress, depending on the type and how often they're consumed. In fact, studies have linked one widely consumed cheese to significantly faster memory decline in older adults, while another healthy option has been shown to spike blood pressure and strain the gut. And the most concerning part? These cheeses are still widely recommended to seniors, in hospitals, retirement communities, and everyday nutrition advice. In this video, we'll break down 4 cheeses people over 60 should limit or avoid, and 4 cheeses that research shows can actually support brain health, digestion, and healthy aging. Stay with me, because the number 1 cheese on the danger list surprises almost everyone, and the number 1 healing cheese is often overlooked. Before we begin, let me know in the comments below your age and where you're watching from. What's your go-to cheese? The one you eat most often? And have you ever felt bloated, stiff, foggy, or unusually tired after eating it? We're reading and personally replying to every comment with customized tips for your specific situation. So drop your answer now. Your experience might help someone else recognize their own symptoms. Now, without any further delay, let's start with number 4 on the danger list. And trust me, they do not want you to know this one. Dangerous cheese number 4, cottage cheese. This one will surprise almost everyone watching. Most seniors believe cottage cheese is the healthiest cheese option available. It's marketed as low-fat, high-protein, and dietitian-approved. It appears on virtually every healthy eating for seniors list online. Retirement communities serve it regularly. But here's the hidden danger that marketing materials conveniently omit. Most cottage cheese sold today is packed with sodium, sometimes exceeding 800 milligrams per cup. That's more than 1/3 of your entire recommended daily sodium intake in a single small bowl. This might seem manageable if you're young and healthy. But after 60, your body processes sodium very differently. Here's what happens physiologically. This excess sodium doesn't just cause temporary bloating. It quietly and persistently drives up your blood pressure, strains your kidneys' filtration capacity, and dehydrates your tissues at the cellular level. For seniors whose cardiovascular systems are already more fragile due to natural aging processes, this creates compounding damage over time. Your blood vessels become stiffer. Your heart works harder to pump against increased resistance. Your kidneys struggle to maintain proper fluid balance. The research confirms these dangers. A 2022 study published in Hypertension Research tracked adults over 60 who consumed high-sodium dairy products daily. The findings were alarming. Participants experienced a 24% increase in systolic blood pressure over just 3 months. That increase is enough to push someone from borderline hypertension directly into hypertensive crisis territory, often with no obvious warning signs until serious damage has occurred. If you're currently dealing with edema, heart conditions, or taking diuretics, cottage cheese could be making your condition significantly worse every single day without you connecting the symptoms to the cause. Meet Sylvia, a cautionary tale that might sound familiar. Sylvia is a 71-year-old retired librarian from Vermont. She started eating cottage cheese every evening as a healthy bedtime snack, believing she was making a smart choice for her bones and muscles. But within weeks, she noticed troubling changes. Swelling appeared in her ankles that hadn't been there before. Brain fog clouded her mornings, making simple tasks feel difficult. Her doctor found that her blood pressure had climbed from 128/82 to 150/92, a dangerous jump, despite no changes to her medications or other lifestyle factors. Once Sylvia eliminated the cottage cheese and switched to a low-sodium ricotta alternative, her ankle swelling disappeared completely. Her blood pressure dropped back into the safe zone within 6 weeks. If you absolutely love cottage cheese, here's how to minimize the damage. Choose specifically labeled low-sodium or no-salt-added varieties. Most major brands now offer them. Rinse the cottage cheese gently under water before serving to remove surface salt. And never eat it close to bedtime. That's when its fluid-retaining effects interfere most with sleep quality and overnight blood pressure regulation. But the next cheese is even sneakier. It's likely the one you've been using for years to add flavor and excitement to your meals. Dangerous cheese number 3, pepper jack cheese. Pepper jack sounds fun and harmless. It's got that satisfying kick. It melts beautifully on sandwiches and burgers. It's often promoted as a flavorful, exciting twist on regular jack cheese. But here's the shocking truth most people never discover. Pepper jack cheese is a triple threat for seniors, combining high saturated fat, excessive sodium, and artificial preservatives specifically designed to protect flavor, but silently devastating to your gut lining and microbiome health. Those preservatives, listed in tiny letters on the back of your cheese label, include compounds like sodium phosphate and natamycin. Inside your body, these chemicals interfere directly with your healthy gut bacteria, the beneficial microorganisms critical for proper digestion, immune function, and even mood regulation. This matters especially after 60. Your gut microbiome naturally becomes more fragile with age. The balance between beneficial and harmful bacteria becomes easier to disrupt. When you regularly consume preservatives that kill beneficial bacteria, the consequences compound over time. Research documents this connection clearly. A 2021 study published in Frontiers in Nutrition examined older adults who regularly consumed processed cheeses containing flavoring additives and preservatives. The findings revealed a 33% higher risk of gut dysbiosis, a condition where harmful bacteria overgrow and crowd out the beneficial strains your body needs. This bacterial imbalance led to measurably higher inflammation markers throughout the body, increased constipation and digestive irregularity, and significantly worsened mood scores on standardized assessments. Your gut and your brain are directly connected through the vagus nerve and shared neurotransmitter production. When your gut bacteria suffer, your mental health often follows. Meet Frank, whose story illustrates this gut-brain connection. Frank is a 68-year-old Vietnam veteran from Arizona. He loved his pepper jack sandwiches and genuinely believed the spice was helping his metabolism stay active. But over time, he developed persistent bloating that never fully resolved. His digestion became unpredictable and uncomfortable. Eventually, he was diagnosed with mild diverticulitis, a painful intestinal condition. When a nutritionist reviewed his diet and removed all processed spicy cheeses, Frank's gut pain eased dramatically. He went from daily discomfort to normal, predictable digestion in just 3 weeks. If you still crave that spicy kick, try adding fresh jalapenos, crushed red pepper flakes, or hot sauce to a clean, unprocessed cheese like goat cheese or part-skim mozzarella. This way, you control exactly what spice you're consuming without swallowing laboratory-created preservatives that damage your gut ecosystem. But the next cheese we're about to reveal is far worse than these two. It's often labeled authentic and aged to perfection. Gourmet language that masks one of the biggest hidden traps for seniors trying to protect their brains and cardiovascular systems. Dangerous cheese number 2, blue cheese. Blue cheese is considered a sophisticated, gourmet choice. It's featured in upscale salads, spread elegantly on crackers at parties, and praised by food critics for its rich, complex, tangy flavor profile. But for seniors, this prestigious cheese can be a metabolic and neurological disaster hiding behind culinary respectability. The first problem is tyramine. Blue cheese contains high concentrations of tyramine, a naturally occurring compound that can dramatically spike blood pressure, disrupt neurotransmitter balance, and trigger severe migraines in sensitive individuals. Here's the mechanism. Tyramine interferes with how your body breaks down and regulates certain brain chemicals, particularly dopamine and serotonin. These neurotransmitters control mood, sleep quality, anxiety levels, and cognitive function. For people over 60, whose neurotransmitter systems are already more sensitive to disruption, regular tyramine exposure can worsen mood swings, increase anxiety, and create persistent sleep disturbances that compound other health issues. The second problem is mycotoxins. Blue cheese is intentionally made with specific mold cultures. That's what creates its distinctive blue-green veining and pungent taste. However, these molds can produce mycotoxins, toxic substances harmful to human cells even in small doses. While mycotoxin amounts in blue cheese are typically within safe limits for average healthy adults, aging immune systems process and eliminate these toxins far less efficiently. The compounds accumulate and cause damage that younger bodies would quickly clear. The result: higher systemic inflammation, increased histamine reactions causing allergy-like symptoms, and elevated oxidative stress, all of which contribute directly to cognitive decline and vascular damage over time. The research quantifies these risks. A 2023 study published in Aging and Disease followed seniors who consumed mold-ripened cheeses, including blue cheese, gorgonzola, and Roquefort, more than twice weekly. The findings were concerning. These participants showed 31% higher markers of systemic inflammation and an 18% faster decline on memory tests compared to those who avoided these cheeses entirely. Meet Judith, whose experience reveals how subtle this damage can be. Judith is a 72-year-old retired artist from North Carolina. She added blue cheese crumbles to her salads every lunch, believing the cultured mold offered probiotic-like benefits. She thought she was aging like fine wine. But she started experiencing sudden headaches that appeared without warning. Her sleep quality deteriorated. Her mood became unpredictable with unexplained dips. A neurologist tested her for dietary triggers and recommended eliminating aged, mold-ripened cheeses. Within 2 weeks, Judith's headaches stopped completely. Her mood stabilized noticeably. If you truly enjoy blue cheese occasionally, limit consumption to once weekly maximum. Never pair it with wine or cured meats in the same meal. The combined tyramine load from multiple sources can spike your blood pressure dramatically and trigger severe headaches. For a similar tangy flavor profile without the hidden dangers, try crumbling toasted walnuts with a touch of feta cheese. You'll get comparable taste complexity without the mycotoxins or tyramine overload. And now, the most dangerous cheese for seniors. The one that's everywhere, on everything, rarely questioned. Yet it's silently causing long-term damage to your arteries, your waistline, and your memory every single day. Dangerous cheese number 1, American cheese. Here's the truth most people never learn. American cheese isn't actually cheese. It's a heavily engineered food product, and it's one of the most consumed cheeses in the United States, especially among adults over 60 who grew up eating it on sandwiches, burgers, or melted on morning toast. American cheese, legally classified as processed cheese or cheese product, is manufactured from scraps of other cheeses combined with emulsifiers, artificial colorings, chemical stabilizers, and synthetic preservatives. The typical American cheese slice is only 40 to 60% actual dairy. The remaining 40 to 60% consists of chemicals and fillers including sodium citrate, sorbic acid, and carrageenan, compounds that have been directly linked to metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance, and neuroinflammation in clinical studies. The hidden glycemic danger. Even though American cheese is technically low in carbohydrates, its glycemic load is deceptively high. This means it can still spike your insulin levels, particularly dangerous for seniors managing diabetes, prediabetes, or metabolic syndrome. Your body responds to these processed ingredients as if you'd consumed something much higher in sugar than the nutrition label suggests. The brain impact is especially alarming. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked older adults who consumed processed cheese slices more than 3 times weekly. After just 1 year, participants showed 22% higher fasting insulin levels. They demonstrated a 30% higher risk of measurable cognitive impairment. Brain imaging revealed accelerated shrinkage in memory-related regions. The researchers specifically identified the chemical additives, not the dairy itself, as the primary drivers of these negative outcomes. Meet Walter, whose story demonstrates how reversible this damage can be. Walter is a 66-year-old retired truck driver from Ohio. He ate grilled cheese sandwiches made with American cheese every single morning for years. It felt simple, comforting, and familiar. But over time, his fasting glucose crept upward from 102 to 125, entering prediabetic territory. More troublingly, he began forgetting appointments, losing track of conversations, and struggling with tasks that had always been easy. His doctor initially suspected early-onset dementia and ordered extensive testing. But Walter's daughter researched dietary factors and removed all processed cheeses from his kitchen. She replaced them with whole food proteins and clean, real dairy options. Within 3 months, Walter's blood sugar dropped back under 100. His memory noticeably improved. The suspected dementia diagnosis was revised. The problem had been dietary all along. If you want melted cheese without the chemical assault, choose aged cheddar or part-skim mozzarella. Both melt beautifully without the synthetic additives. Always read labels carefully. If the package says cheese product, processed cheese, or pasteurized prepared cheese product, put it back on the shelf. Real cheese lists milk, cultures, salt, and enzymes. Anything beyond those basics is engineering, not food. Before we continue to the cheeses that can actually heal your body, let me ask you something. If this video is making you take a second look at what's in your refrigerator, hit that like button right now. It signals to the algorithm that this is urgent information more seniors need to see. And it helps us reach someone who's still eating these dangerous cheeses daily, completely unaware of the damage accumulating inside their body. Now, let's shift to the 4 cheeses that can actually rebuild your health from the inside out. Essential cheese number 4, feta cheese, especially from sheep or goat milk. Feta is often overlooked or dismissed as just a salad topping. But authentic feta, the kind made from sheep or goat milk rather than cow's milk, is a powerful ally for seniors, particularly for heart health, digestive comfort, and inflammation control. The first advantage is digestibility. Feta made from sheep or goat milk is naturally much lower in lactose than cow's milk cheeses. This makes it significantly easier to digest for seniors with mild lactose intolerance, a condition that becomes increasingly common after age 60 as your body produces less lactase enzyme. The second advantage is the fat composition. Goat and sheep milk contain substantially higher concentrations of medium-chain fatty acids, MCFAs, fats that your body metabolizes quickly for immediate energy rather than storing as abdominal fat. This metabolic pathway is especially valuable for seniors concerned about maintaining healthy weight and body composition. Even more impressive, feta contains conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, a specific type of fat clinically shown to reduce systemic inflammation and improve the ratio between fat mass and lean muscle mass. The research validates these benefits. A 2022 study published in Nutrients examined older adults who consumed sheep or goat milk cheese 3 times weekly. After 12 weeks, participants showed a 21% reduction in C-reactive protein, a key inflammation marker. Gut microbiome diversity improved significantly. Digestive comfort ratings increased compared to those consuming standard cow's milk cheese. Meet Helen, whose transformation demonstrates feta's healing potential. Helen is a 69-year-old retired music teacher from Oregon. She struggled with persistent bloating after meals and elevated cholesterol that concerned her doctor. When her dietitian suggested swapping her daily cheddar for authentic sheep's milk feta, Helen was skeptical. But she tried it. The results surprised everyone. Helen didn't just feel lighter and more comfortable after eating. Her LDL cholesterol dropped by 18 points in 6 weeks. Her digestion became regular and predictable for the first time in years. To maximize feta's benefits, choose feta packed in brine, the salty liquid, not pre-crumbled in plastic tubs. The brine helps preserve beneficial probiotics and maintains the cheese's natural texture and nutrient profile. Rinse lightly before using to reduce excess sodium. Pair with extra virgin olive oil and leafy greens for a synergistic anti-inflammatory effect that compounds the benefits. But next up is a cheese that actually supports your brain function directly. Unlike most dairy, this one enhances memory rather than harming it. Essential cheese number 3, authentic Parmesan cheese. You've probably sprinkled Parmesan on pasta countless times without thinking much about it. But authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, the kind aged for at least 12 months under strict Italian regulations, is one of the most nutrient-dense cheeses available for seniors. What makes real Parmesan special? First, it's naturally very low in lactose. The extended aging process breaks down virtually all lactose, making it digestible even for those with significant lactose sensitivity. Second, it's exceptionally rich in calcium, phosphorus, and glutamate, an amino acid that directly supports brain function and neurotransmitter production. Third, the aging process partially pre-digests the proteins through enzymatic breakdown. This means the amino acids are easier for your body to absorb and utilize, critical for seniors who may have reduced stomach acid production or compromised digestive efficiency. Clinical research confirms the cognitive benefits. A 2021 clinical trial published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging examined seniors who consumed 30 grams of aged Parmigiano Reggiano daily for 12 weeks. Compared to control groups eating lower-quality cheese, the Parmesan group showed measurably improved memory test scores, better muscle mass retention, enhanced protein utilization throughout the body. Meet Arthur, whose experience illustrates Parmesan's muscle-preserving power. Arthur is a 74-year-old former engineer from Wisconsin. Despite eating what he considered adequate protein, he was steadily losing muscle mass, a common and dangerous pattern after 70. His dietitian added a daily serving of shaved authentic Parmigiano Reggiano to his soups and salads. The protein was more bioavailable than his previous sources. Within 8 weeks, Arthur regained 2 pounds of lean muscle mass. He reported sharper focus during complex tasks and steadier energy throughout the day without afternoon crashes. The key to getting these benefits: choose only authentic Parmigiano Reggiano. Look for the official stamp burned into the rind. This certification guarantees the cheese was produced according to traditional methods that maximize nutrient density. Avoid the green canister Parmesan products entirely. These often contain cellulose, wood pulp filler, cheaper cheese varieties, and additives that eliminate the authentic version's benefits. Now, the next cheese is softer, creamier, and might genuinely surprise you. It doesn't just taste luxurious. It can actively lower inflammation and protect your gut lining, especially when paired with the right complementary foods. Essential cheese number 2, fresh whole milk ricotta. Ricotta might seem simple and unremarkable. It's soft, mild-flavored, and often relegated to lasagna or simple breakfast dishes. But fresh whole milk ricotta is one of the most underrated superfoods available for seniors. What makes ricotta uniquely valuable? Ricotta is a whey cheese, made from the protein-rich liquid remaining after other cheeses are produced. This whey is packed with essential amino acids, particularly leucine, the exact amino acid your body requires most urgently to rebuild muscle tissue. This matters enormously after 60, when sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, begins accelerating. Without adequate leucine intake, your body struggles to maintain the muscle mass that keeps you mobile, stable, and independent. The clinical evidence is compelling. A 2022 randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Geriatric Nutrition examined seniors who consumed 3 ounces of fresh ricotta daily for 8 weeks. The results were remarkable. Leg muscle strength increased by 15%. Balance measurements improved significantly. Inflammation markers decreased compared to control groups eating non-dairy alternatives. But there's another benefit most people don't know about. Ricotta is naturally rich in lactoferrin, a protein that supports immune function, fights oxidative stress at the cellular level, and helps regulate iron absorption. Many seniors struggle with iron deficiency or poor iron utilization, leading to fatigue and reduced oxygen transport. Lactoferrin addresses this without triggering the inflammation that iron supplements sometimes cause. Meet Gloria, whose energy transformation came from this simple cheese. Gloria is a 66-year-old caregiver from Michigan. She struggled with persistent fatigue and mild anemia that made her demanding job increasingly difficult. Her nutritionist added fresh ricotta to her breakfasts, mixed into oatmeal, spread on whole grain toast, or eaten simply with fresh berries. Within 1 month, Gloria's energy returned noticeably. Her hemoglobin rose from 11.5 to 13.2, a significant improvement. She described feeling lighter and stronger than she had in years. To get ricotta's full benefits, buy fresh ricotta from a deli counter or make it yourself at home. It requires only milk, lemon juice, and salt. The process takes about 20 minutes and yields superior nutrition. Avoid ricotta-style spreads that come in plastic tubs with added thickeners, gums, and stabilizers. These processed versions lack the amino acid profile and lactoferrin content that make real ricotta valuable. And now, the cheese that claims the #1 spot. It supports brain function, gut health, immune resilience, and even helps regulate mood. Yet most seniors walk past it in the grocery store without realizing it's one of the most powerful daily health tools available. Essential cheese #1. Goat cheese, especially aged varieties. Goat cheese is the ultimate health upgrade for seniors seeking comprehensive benefits from a single food source. It's naturally low in lactose, digestible even for those who've given up on dairy entirely. It's rich in essential minerals, including calcium and phosphorus for bone health. And it's packed with unique fatty acids that support anti-inflammatory pathways throughout your body. But that's just the foundation. Goat cheese contains caprylic acid and medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, compounds that help maintain the structural integrity of your intestinal lining. This is crucial for adults over 60, whose intestinal barriers naturally weaken with age. When this barrier becomes too permeable, a condition called leaky gut, inflammation-triggering particles and bacterial toxins can enter your bloodstream, contributing to systemic inflammation, autoimmune responses, and accelerated aging throughout your body. Goat cheese helps prevent this deterioration by nourishing the cells that form your gut's protective barrier. Aged goat cheese varieties offer even more. Cheeses like Chèvre and Boucheron contain live probiotics, beneficial bacteria that survive the aging process and actively seed your gut with health-promoting strains when you eat them. These probiotics support digestion, help regulate mood through the gut-brain axis, and strengthen immune responses, particularly valuable during cold and flu seasons. The clinical evidence is substantial. A 2023 study published in Clinical Nutrition examined adults over 60 who consumed aged goat cheese 3 times weekly for 12 weeks, compared to those eating standard cow's milk cheese. Participants showed 26% higher levels of gut-protective bifidobacteria. Bloating complaints decreased significantly. Fatigue levels dropped measurably. Meet Sam, whose comprehensive transformation came from this single dietary change. Sam is a 70-year-old retired postal worker from New Mexico. He dealt with IBS symptoms that made eating unpredictable, seasonal allergies that worsened each year, and persistent low mood that affected his retirement enjoyment. His naturopath suggested replacing his standard cheeses with aged goat cheese and pairing it with leafy greens for enhanced absorption. Within 5 weeks, Sam's digestion normalized completely. He slept more deeply than he had in years. Most surprisingly, his seasonal allergy symptoms reduced by more than half, a connection he never would have expected from a dietary change. To use goat cheese effectively, look for aged varieties from local farms or specialty health stores. Choose unflavored options without added herbs or seasonings. These often contain preservatives that undermine the benefits. Pair goat cheese with high-fiber foods like vegetables and whole grains to boost probiotic survival through your digestive system. Avoid commercial goat cheeses containing gums, added oils, or stabilizers. As always, read ingredient labels carefully. The best goat cheese lists only milk, cultures, salt, and enzymes. So here's the complete truth about cheese after 60. Not all cheeses are created equal. Some of them, like processed slices, mold-ripened gourmet varieties, and preservative-laden flavored options, might seem innocent, even sophisticated. But they're quietly raising your blood pressure, spiking your blood sugar, damaging your gut microbiome, and accelerating memory loss. All while the $200 billion dairy industry keeps marketing them as part of a balanced diet for active seniors. But you're not powerless. The right cheeses, rich in clean protein, beneficial probiotics, and anti-inflammatory fats, can actually reverse this damage. They can help rebuild lost muscle mass, improve digestive function, calm systemic inflammation, and protect your cognitive abilities from age-related decline. And they taste incredible. The 4 cheeses to avoid: cottage cheese, unless specifically low sodium; pepper jack and processed spicy cheeses; blue cheese and mold-ripened varieties; American cheese and all cheese products. The 4 cheeses to embrace daily: feta from sheep or goat milk; authentic aged Parmigiano Reggiano; fresh whole milk ricotta; aged goat cheese varieties. The change starts in your refrigerator. The power is in your hands, and the benefits can begin within weeks. Before we go, we want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced bloating, fatigue, joint stiffness, or brain fog after eating cheese, but never connected the symptoms to what you ate? Which of these 8 cheeses are you currently eating? And which one are you planning to swap starting today? We're reading and personally replying to every single comment with customized guidance for your specific situation. Your story might help someone else recognize what's happening in their own body. If this video opened your eyes to truths the dairy industry prefers you never learn, share it with someone you love, a spouse, a sibling, a friend, so they don't make the same mistakes. Thanks for watching. Your health is worth protecting.